Namaste, angels. Do like, share, subscribe, comment on the video, please. This is the Leo new moon reading covering a period of August 18th through September 1st, September 2nd at 1:22 a.m. The full moon in Pisces arrives. So that's why this is going to cover a period of about 2 weeks, beginning with the 18th at 10:42 p.m. The new moon in Leo, 26 degrees Leo, 35 or 8 is actually the equivalent of the coordinates of where that new moon will be. The day prior, on the 17th, we experience our last 8 energy during the period of the Lion's Gate, with the Lion's Gate closing on the 22nd, 21st, 22nd, and Sirius returning to her rightful place in the sky where she typically sits. Right, we understand that during the Lion's Gate, she moves closer to Earth. She'll be going back up into her regular position, and Lion's Gate will be closed. We'll enter the energy of the Virgo sun, and the Leo sun will be gone until next year. All right, let's get right into it. So as I was mentioning, on August 22nd at 11:45 a.m., the sun indeed enters Virgo, 0 degrees Virgo. On August 25th at 1:57 p.m., we'll experience the quarter moon, 2 degrees Sagittarius. September 2nd at 1:22 a.m., again, the full moon, 10 degrees Pisces. So those are the other celestial events that happen in the meantime, in between time. Very quickly, I'll just tell you what I feel about the Leo new moon. So Leo is a sign that is very self-assured and confident and symbolic of strength and wherewithal and the ability to face any and everything that comes their way. Similar to the lion, right? Pride. They look good, they're strong, or at least they feel that way if nobody else does, and you can't tell them any different. But I think that with the new moon will tell them different. The new moon will focus, and it's going to be in combination with all these planets that are still in retrograde: Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn, all still retrograde in Capricorn. Mercury went direct. What else is still retrograde? Venus went direct. Uranus just went retrograde last week in Taurus. Some of the asteroids rather are retrograde right now. Vesta, Chiron. I think Vesta in Pisces, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong about that though. I'm going off the top of my head. Chiron in Aries, of course. And, so anyway, in combination with these other very strong transits, I think instead this is going to be it's always a time of healing, right? But really self-healing inward, even for a Leo. So really, normally Leo energy is projected outward. Everybody gets to see the big bad Leo, strong, and it's just something to look at and admire and wish you were like that too. And maybe on the inside, Leo is wishing they were really like that. And this is a time where they're going to have to face those kind of things, those kind of thoughts and feelings of wishing I was really like that, wishing my inside matched my outside, and needing to strengthen the inside, nurture the inside, get it to really be as strong as it appears. And the strength comes from things like forgiveness and compassion. And on the Hebrew calendar, I talked about this in the general reading for this week. This is the month of forgiveness and compassion and atonement. It is the month of Elul, which for me is also representative of a soulmate month or a twin flame month, divine union month, because Elul is an acronym for I am to my beloved and my beloved is to me. And so to me, it's really descriptive in a really artistic and beautiful way, sort of abstract way, of the mirror image of two genuine soulmates or divine partners or twin flames. So I think possibly also not only will be dealing with our own inner shit, but maybe that which is connected to our mate. And that may be why I was moved to pull out my past life cards for this reading and to do it a little differently from the past several moon readings that I've done. Beginning with the Rider-Waite Tarot and the King of Wands. And here is my past life deck. And we're beginning with phobias. The next card is in reverse. It is leaving or travel. So some sort of movement, which we've also seen a lot of this week's in the other readings that I did with the Chariot having shown up several times. In this deck, the Rider-Waite deck, the King of Wands upright, this could be representative of that Leo energy that we were just describing, the remainder of the Leo sun energy, Leo season, the Leo new moon, Mercury, the ruler of the signs of Gemini and Virgo, also in Leo currently, after recently having gone direct, right? It was retrograde in Cancer for some time, went direct, and then moved into Leo, so that's also there. That may be all that I'm getting from Leo, but of course the King of Wands representative in general of the signs of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, and most directly in traditional tarot practice, actually Sagittarius, so Jupiter, right? Jupiter, the god and planet of growth, expansion, karma, luck, giving us gifts and abundance and things. This king could be representative of the divine masculine. It is the King of Wands is representative of the divine masculine in the tarot. Also, I talked about on the 22nd of this month, so Saturday is the feast day of the Queenship of Mary, and that's a celebration of Mary as queen and as mother to her son, and with him being the king. So that's another representative potentially of what this card is about here. But the King of Wands is about movement. Well, Wands in general about movement, travel, action. So that could be coming into play too. A fire sign could be particularly significant for you right about now. This could be your own energy. It could be one of leadership. You taking on some sort of leadership role as a boss, as I don't know, any number of things these days, a supervisor, a protester, some sort of support group, you're heading it up, right? Different things like that. Also, the King of Wands can sometimes be about a man or even several men or masculine energies in your life who, they may be like mentors in a mentor position, but whether they are or not, they're very supportive of you. They believe in you. They want to help you if they can. This can be in any aspect of your life. This can be at your job. There may be somebody in particular, maybe especially a light-haired male or masculine energy who is in a position to mentor you, help you along. These people, they believe in you and your work and your abilities, and so they genuinely want to help you. All right, so also upright behind the King of Wands is the Eight of Swords. So, I mean, maybe this King of Wands is feeling stuck in a situation. He needs and wants to move. Again, wands are about movement. Maybe something is telling him that he can't. Right? And it's all in his mind. Because if you look at this card, you see even this woman who appears to be tied up. She's not really. This is very loose. This is very loose on her eyes. She could shimmy out of this, and there's nothing in front of her blocking her path. She doesn't know that because she's got blinders on. But she's not really trapped. She could walk out of here, and so there could be something trying to say like, "I'll lead the way." This is again a leader energy. I'll lead the way and help you out of this, or let me show you the way, illuminate the situation for you. Again, major arcana card. The sun also represents the sign of Sagittarius. When the sun shows up, it illuminates everything. You get clarity. This is an 8, so it can be part of that 8-8 energy that I was talking about, coming in on the 17th with the second and final 8-8 portal, so to speak, of the Lion's Gate. This can also be about communication. Again, Mercury currently located in Leo. So we can maybe talk our way out of a situation by communicating properly. Right? And that can help to bring about forgiveness, compassion, relationship, a strengthening. And look, there's a lion here, right? Sort of like how do you say, when the priest is like an officiant, right? This lion is like an officiant standing over these two people, so that, and it's in the air. It's a flying lion, so it's like very Mercury in Leo. That air energy coming together with that fire energy to help us with our communications in our relationships and partnerships. That may lead us to needing to make some sort of decision in that regard, some sort of earthly matter. Could have to do with love, relationships, being with the Two of Cups. And with the Fool upright showing up as the next card. In reverse showing up as the next card. The Fool in reverse tells you that your independence may be what's getting in the way of you having a relationship. Maybe you're not even ready. You want to still continue to be independent for a while. And we started out with the King of Wands. We've reached here with the Knight of Wands. I could continue going on and on. The next card is the Hermit, which represents the Virgo energy. What I do want to do is to shuffle these live. Like I used to. I had stopped shuffling live in the interest of time, but I've just been in the mood to do it all weekend, so I want to do it for you guys right now. And first, opening to Temperance, which is another card that represents the energy of the sign of Sagittarius, actually. It's Major Arcana card 14. It's about healing, restoration, recovery, for me being made whole where something was lost or taken from you. It is replaced in your life. You are made whole by this. It's also about compassion and collaboration and people coming together with negotiations and figuring out, like, how can we come together despite our differences. So it's a card of healing. And for me, in addition to being representative of the sign of Sagittarius, which the tarot says it is, it's also representative of the sign of Aquarius. This is this is a water bearer. I don't care what anybody says, right? It's an angel standing in a pool of water, pouring water between two vessels. That's a water bearer. Also opening to the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Could be a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, someone like into those traits or attributes, maybe specifically a woman or feminine energy, out of sorts or something. But then we have also the Page of Pentacles in reverse too. Some sort of abundance that's on its way to us, may be delayed. And that may be causing us some sort of strife, pain, feelings of separation. Fool and his money are soon parted. But again, if you lost money or anything, restoration comes with the energy of Temperance. And then we have the Knight of Cups, as well as the Knight of Swords. I almost opened to the two places, so it was like that. The Knight of Cups is a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or someone like into those traits or attributes. And the Knight of Swords is a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, and someone like into those traits or attributes. And we could be having a water sign and an air sign who is needing to come together in collaboration and looking past their difference and maybe reuniting. This could be a romantic couple or very close friends. Platonic friends, or maybe they were once platonic friends and now they're reuniting or reconciling and they're going to grow to be something more. That's often what the Knight of Cups means. In love, this is a card of being swept off your feet, and in every other aspect of your life it is positive, right? Your cup is full and you are pleased and happy, taking some sort of action that is pleasing to you, emotionally fulfilling in your life, puts a smile on your face. And now coming to the Page of Wands upright as our new overall energy. Page of, like I said, the King of Wands traditionally in the tarot represents the sign of Sagittarius, but the page more so represents the sign of Sagittarius for me, because I associate the mutable signs with the pages. But this is an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or someone like into those traits or attributes, maybe one younger than yourself or more youthful and outgoing and active, or young looking. And also, this can be about news of an opportunity that's coming to you. Maybe an opportunity for earnings, increase, some sort of abundance, and or nurturing a relationship with your mother or a mother-like figure. The mother of your children, something like that. And then the next card is upside down. It is the World in reverse, and the World is about something coming full circle, a phase coming to an end. And when that, and this could be in part what's coming to an end is, again, the Leo energy, that cycle, Leo season, and the Lion's Gate coming to an end and giving way to Virgo season, the Page of Pentacles. So I'm going to pull one card for the energy that most represents us or will represent us during this period of the 2 weeks from the 18th of August through the 1st of September. One, our surrounding energy. So it can still be some of our energy and or close friends, family, people, co-workers, right? It's energy that's close to us, surrounding us. The third will be specifically about our work and finance, and the fourth will be our love life. I will do the same thing with the past life cards. I will pull one card from that deck for each of those categories and match it up with a tarot card from this deck and read it that way. So something from our past and or past life that we'll be dealing with regard to whatever that area is. So, the energy most directly representing us, the Tower in reverse. So Tower, some sort of major change or something. Transition, but not as abrupt and as impactful as it would be if it was upright. So this could be something also that's representing what's going on nationally or globally, not just in our immediate lives. So it's like a big situation. Things have been falling apart, but it's not necessarily like at our front door and, a dire situation. It's something workable. Surrounding energy, the Sun in reverse. Work and finance, the King of Cups upright. And love and relationship, the Queen of Wands upright. So we're starting with a masculine energy in the Suit of Wands and ending with a feminine. This is our overall energy. News of opportunity coming in each and every aspect. In this case, love matching up with the energy of the Wands. Then from the past life deck, we're beginning with phobias. And this week, in all the readings that I did prior to this one, there was a lot of Five of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, so it was indications of fear, the devil. And that's what phobias are, obviously, right? Things of which we're afraid. So that's an overall theme of stuff that we'll be dealing with from our past. And like I said about the Leo, I think, that's what Leo's most afraid of is this not being larger than life, or not being viewed as being larger than life. And they're having to deal with that this week. So that's one of the phobias and that we all may be facing and dealing with our inside. But the card that most directly represents us is Galactic. And so again, this looks like something that's bigger than us, that's maybe more global, national, not necessarily at our front door. But when it matches up here with the Tower. Maybe I'll put these here. Can I do that? Okay. I can do that, but I'll have to move this. With the sun in reverse, wars and battles. That too sounds potentially global. Finances, Egypt. This is interesting because for, I don't know what reason, well, maybe this reason, maybe specifically because I was going to be doing this reading. I was guided not long ago to look up something about Egypt and like from where their money comes for the most part. It was things like gas and gas, oil, agriculture, I think, and tourism. I'm pretty sure those were it. And I also learned that Egypt, out of 14 countries in North Africa, is the 11th in terms of their growth rate and their finances. So they're not at the top of the list, but I just thought it was interesting that they were 11th. I don't know what that means for any of you or for us in terms of this reading, but it showed up here in this position of finances, and I was just felt like I was supposed to tell you about that. I think I'm also supposed to talk about maybe gods or goddesses of prosperity. Not necessarily from Egypt, but maybe like ancient gods and goddesses of prosperity, like Lakshmi, Ganesha. All right, so we'll get into that in a second. And oh, this is appropriate. Finally, finally one that sort of really matches up. Well, I guess this one does too. For love and relationship, we have spouse, so that's nice. That goes with the Queen of Wands. Okay, is everything in frame? Yes, right. In terms of our energy that's most directly representing us, the Tower in reverse and galactic, I think this could be a time of really trying to search for your tribe, your soul family. And I say that because the Tower in reverse on its own can mean that it's very possible that situations like your environment or people, things that you count on or have counted on as being there for you, right? Supporting you, your support system and your surroundings, after this time may not be there for you anymore or in the same way. It's important that you don't overthink this and get like paranoid about it. It doesn't have to be something major or horrible. In fact, it's probably not with the Tower in reverse rather than upright, not too dire or huge a change in your life, but something impactful, still something, somebody or some part of your environment changing, never to be the same again, or your relationship with someone perhaps never to be the same again as it had been. And it's important also that we remember that we still, despite that, we still have the ability to manifest and obtain any and all resources or anything that we need to accomplish what we need in our lives and, to sustain ourselves. And Galactic is a card that talks about us feeling like we're not really part of Earth. We don't really belong here. This is not our home. And so connected with the Tower in reverse, I think it's saying like some of the people or the places with which you surround yourself, or some of the situations, some of the things that you were into, you just feel out of place. And maybe there'll be some sort of abrupt boom, like epiphany or something, or shift that will awaken you to the fact that maybe this is not where you belong, and that you feel sort of alien in your own home, land, skin. And it'll cause you to want to seek to be closer to the stars and other star seeds, star boys and girls like yourself. You might find friends, connections online. It doesn't have to be online dating, maybe some sort of chat room or gaming or whatever, but or just being on the computer by yourself. Technology can be more your friend than other earthlings right now. And you may feel that humans are violent. Maybe we'll see something happen, unfortunately, again, on a national scale or on a global scale. And we had that explosion last week in Beirut, in Lebanon. So that was something. A building blew up also in the States, in Baltimore last week. There could be something else, not necessarily involving an explosion, but very possibly that we just say like, oh my God, like the earth and earthlings, the human, they're just too violent. This is not where I belong. Like I need to get home, kind of. You may really find like relationships on this plane confusing and with other people, especially if they're not other people on a spiritual journey or the same spiritual journey as yourself, and certainly if they're not people that were awakened around the time that you were, there are a particular type of divine being, maybe even twin flame. I know everybody thinks there's a large part of the community where everybody thinks that they're a twin flame, and those, or that everybody in the world is a twin flame and has a twin flame, and there are those of us that have been sort of on this path and this journey in one way or another for several years now, that understand things differently, that only certain people are different types of beings that are meant to do different types of jobs. And so this may be a time where you're really looking for that kind of kinship, and to if you've fallen away from people that you met when you started your journey, or those types of people, or somehow maybe you fell back asleep and you withdrew or something. This is a period of looking for that kinship, because trying to deal with people that are not on a like journey at all, it's just getting really frustrating and confusing for you. And again, like I said, you may have success on a computer, because that'll help you to communicate with other people who may be like you, or to just talk to yourself, in a sense. So moving on to the surrounding energy, it's interesting because the card Wars and Battles can also be about violence. I mean, look at it. It's wars and battles, right? In a past life, it's possible that you were even hurt or killed in, a war or battle. And if you're lucky, maybe over this period, especially, your subconscious, maybe in dreams or something, could let you know. Neptune is retrograde in Pisces, which it rules. And so there's been a lot of increased illustration in our dreams, very lucid dreams that many of us are having. You may get some sort of inclination in one of your dreams, or some other unconscious part of your mind may tell you somehow that whether you were, a nurse, a regular person that didn't participate at all in the war, like a civilian, you were some sort of officer, a soldier, a cop, all kinds of different things possibly tied to this that are maybe coming back up now, because we do have, for some of us, we having this huge sort of authority versus the people battle right now on a national stage. Look at Portland, look at places like Chicago, where it's really coming to bear. This, and in New York, we just had the NYPD union, and it's with its leader, which is ironically named Pat Lynch, as in lynchings. They just endorse the president in the elections, and a lot of people felt, sort of betrayed by that. Like, these are people who are supposed to protect and serve us, and they are aligning with somebody who's not necessarily supporting a lot of us right now, or people don't feel like it. So there is this like war and battle between civilians and authority, perhaps. Of course, there's also tensions that are gender based, that are sexuality based, that are racial, based on racial injustice. So a lot of things going on right now, and it's possible in your past life you were one character, in one of those scenarios or another, and that it's sort of revisiting you in your life now. It's possible that it made you afraid of conflict and you don't want to face any more conflict, or any, type of violence or measure of violence. And it's also possible that, it could have made you more prone to violence and, like losing your temper and becoming angry and stuff like that. So we want to be careful in our circles, inner circles, more immediate lives, with these surrounding energies. So people that are close to us, maybe one's son in specific, over this period, like be careful not to lose your temper or not to let somebody like trample all over you either. Because you're afraid of conflict. Like, I'm afraid of conflict, so I won't even address a situation. I won't even, I don't want to ruffle any feathers or anything. Be careful of that kind of behavior over the next couple of weeks. Remember, this Leo new moon is about confidence and strength and like really finding it, and really having it, as opposed to just looking the part and appearing like you do. And so finding the strength to stand up for yourself and not let anybody trample over you. The sun in reverse is also about counting your blessings. So if something does happen around us, again, on a more national stage, or, in our local area, but not to us, or our loved ones, it sort of happens around us, then that's certainly a reason for us to count our blessings and be thankful for what we have and for, the fact that we've been protected and we're well. And I'm sure that goes with regard to COVID-19 as well. That is also a battle, right? There are people on the front lines of that war. Doctors, nurses, are, other essential workers, even our fast food workers, servers and delivery people and all of that. They are on the front lines of this war. And it's important to be thankful that if the virus hasn't touched us, or if it has, that people recover, that they don't have any long lasting impacts. However, however it's impacted you, however it's touched you, be thankful for what you do have. The Sun card can be attached to medical issues for me too, especially things involving heat, rays, fever, right? The COVID virus brings fever. That could be one of the things. You may need some sort of x-ray. It has effects like pneumonia. They may need to look at your lungs, do an x-ray. The important part is that all will be well, but there is it's important to express gratitude to the universe for what you have and your safety, and good health, and that of your loved ones as well. All right, moving on to work and finance, with the King of Cups sitting here, of course, representing the signs of Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. I am having a connection, and probably especially because in the love reading, Osiris did show up. I am, being drawn to him and his connection. He is the Scorpion King, right, of Egypt, and the originator in terms of king. So the King of Cups of the ages, the divine masculine of the ages. And I think in part, well, first of all, let me talk about the Egypt card a little bit in the past life deck. It says that if you are drawn to Egyptian culture, and just pulled toward Egypt, and your feelings about it are positive and good, then you likely did have a past life there and good experiences as part of that past life. If there's fear associated with memories of Egypt or thoughts of Egypt or whatever, you get tints and whatnot, then you probably did not have such good experiences there. If you did, and especially in terms of money and finances, which this column is, this placement is, one of the things that they were known for was like this communal living and generosity. And the idea is, even if you are not thriving as to the extent that you would like to be, and this is one of the things that the King of Cups says about finances as well. Even if you're not like thriving, there's an idea, an aspect that you need to be as generous as possible, not just necessarily with money, but maybe time, energy as well, with whatever you can be generous with. And I think it goes part and parcel with this and counting your blessings and giving gratitude to the universe. So a big part of this Egypt showing up is a reminder of how we're supposed to keep the flow going in our community and with our tribes. Also, the Egypt card and life in Egypt was very much about astronomy and astrology and the stars. So I also feel that it's very much tied into the galactic and the tower in reverse. And again, probably for a lot of us, what's going on nationally, what's going on globally. So we're meant to help each other. We're meant to help each other. We're meant to support each other, especially other people that are on this path of light along with us. Stargazing was important. Maybe counting your lucky stars. That saying is again about like counting your blessings. And then getting back again to the King of Cups himself. If he is a Scorpio, like the Scorpion King, Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. Pluto is one of the gods of prosperity and money. Also, in Yoruba, Aje is a goddess of abundance and wealth that is often associated with one's business, and she would be said to show up like in the marketplace, and you'd be lucky. You'd be lucky if she just all of a sudden popped up where you were. And if she did, then you could expect to really, really thrive, like wherever she showed up. Similarly, speaking of Egypt, more specifically, Isis was known to do the same thing, to appear as like a nanny or a common woman, and then she'd like take off her scarf and be, oh my God, Isis, it's you, but she'd just be there working and pitching in like everybody else and not necessarily being recognized. But then when she showed up, she blessed whomever she visited. So it's the same kind of premise. Also, in terms of Yoruba and goddesses, you have Oshun, right? She is associated more so with love and fertility, similar to Isis and Venus and all these other mother energies that came before her. But also financial abundance and fortune. And then also, again, speaking of Egypt specifically, you have Mercury, which Mercury, Greek and Roman mythology took everything from Egypt. Mercury is thought, so that's the Egyptian Parthenon. Thought was a master of math and economics and actually created math and language and all of these things. And so all of these gods and goddesses, though, especially the Yoruba ones, the Yoruba tradition, is to give back, right? We have to, our ancestors and the gods and goddesses, the Orisha, they bless us, and we are to give gratitude and thanks, and to make some sort of, donation or concession to them as well. So that may be something that you want to focus on over this period too, in order to keep your finances flowing. I like this, flowing, right, with water, the water energy. Very, very positive for the finances and work. Lastly, for love and relationships, we got an awesome card. We got Spouse, which is all about soulmates. Did I mention that I feel that this is soulmate month? I think I did mention it to you, but in case I didn't, the Hebrew month of Elul starts on the 21st of this month. So during this period, 21st of August. And Elul is an acronym for I am to my beloved and my beloved is to me. So to me, that is representative of soulmates. So the whole entire month is about soulmates. But in Hebrew and Jewish tradition, the whole entire month is about forgiveness, compassion, and atonement. And all of those things, I think, can come together, right? In terms of reuniting with one soulmate, recognizing with one soulmate. And when I say reuniting, maybe you've never met them before, but reuniting on this at the soul level, reconnecting with that soulmate. So the card Spouse is all about that. It's about marriage, obviously, it relates to marriage, but we're talking about soul marriage. You were probably, connected to somebody in the past lifetime. If you're currently married, your present or current spouse could be somebody with whom you shared a romance or a relationship in a past life, or in your past. If you are single, then you could meet someone, your future spouse or mate, is very likely from your past, these past life relationships connected at the soul level, lovers that reunite across, time and space. Maybe even going back to ancient times like Egypt, are called soulmates. And so that's what this card is about. And in terms of love and relationship, the Queen, and speaking of soulmates and twin flames, right, and divine unions, the Queen of Wands is the quintessential representation of the divine feminine in the tarot. She is the divine feminine. So she is one half of that coupling. And so she fits perfectly in terms of love. She's about deepening of relationships, right? She's passionate. She's about moving forward. Wands are about movement. So movement, action in your relationships. Very, very strong passion, fiery relationships. And, very genuine flames for one another. Also, for single people, she's about your need to get out and mingle, and you have a really, really good chance when she shows up of meeting somebody who's like perfect for you and probably is someone from a past life, your soulmate. With that, I want to give us all some advice. So I have my angel and animal tarot decks here together, with the only upright card in the front being Major Arcana card 11, Strength. So more of this Leo and Lion energy. True strength is displayed through kindness, forgiveness, and compassion. You have tremendous personal power and courage. So I think this is perfect for our Leo new moon reading. If I was going to do a spread, I would go ahead and shuffle these again in front of you, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to do advice in the interest of time. And this is going to be my third and final collective reading for the week. I'm just looking for, these are all like from the animal tarot. I'm just looking for some from the angel tarot to give us advice from as well. Okay, here's one for the masculine, and here's one for the feminine. All right. Let's take one from here too, from the past life deck. And maybe specifically something that the masculine will be dealing with, healing, learning from, growing from over the next 2 weeks, and one that the feminine will. And then this is interesting too. So I have been guided to pull out my Ascended Master cards. I use them in the love reading too, and I thought that maybe because Mary in the middle of the love reading, I realized, I said, oh, Mary's in this deck. Maybe that's why I was guided to take them out, because Mary has a feast day this week on the 22nd, the Queenship of Mary, which I think I did mention. So I shuffled these, and you see Peace Offering showed up as the overall energy. It showed up like this upside down, and I wanted to leave it upside down because those of you who are familiar with my readings, you know that when I pull this card, or when I see this card, even I just got to see it. Death follows, like actual death. So in reverse, it tends to be a little bit more removed, and I think it may be tied into this tower now that we have this also. So again, something on a national or global stage, where there will be loss of life, but it's not, like immediately connected to us. However, there was another thing, another message. So I want to give us each a card from here. There's another message because I also had shuffled my Keepers of the Light Oracle for the same reason, the Mary thing. Wow, this is what I told myself during my aha moment during the love reading. I said, oh, because Mary's in the decks probably is why I was moved to pull these out. I don't know why. But this one, I also ended up with a Native American as the overall energy, or the top card, right? This one is the White Buffalo Calf Woman. Oh, speaking of Mary, I had no idea, I swear. But when I picked up the Peace Offering card, here's Mary right here. Nurture yourself. So I do want to mention also this card. It does say Peace Offering, and I feel that that's going to be necessary. Again, we have to give, make atonement, and that may and be generous, and all that can involve giving in some way of ourselves. But also with this white eagle ancestor spirit, connect to your lineage, a family womb, and then this with the Egypt and the King of Cups, I'm thinking that they're all connected, and it's about maybe really like working with our ancestors and connecting with our ancestors and connecting to spirit bodies that surround us over this period for help, but also offering them help and sending them love and sending them light too. Ancestor spirits are like guardians, or they don't have to be your actual ancestors, but they very well could be, or more generalized guardian spirits, angels even. Filipinos believe that when one died, the soul of the person traveled usually by boat to the spirit world, and we have this by boat. Again, Pluto is about the underworld. In ancient Egypt and also Greek traditions, we see someone taking a boat to Hades. There's like that skeleton that's rowing the boat, right, to take you across the river to Hades. So I'm thinking that all of this is connected too, and again, it's even connected with this, and again, feeling like you don't belong here and looking to connect. I think we're guided, those of us, and those of you who are listening who feel particularly resonant with this, guided to connect with loved ones. So some of the ways that we can do that, communicate, light a candle, right, for a loved one, for an ancestor. Make an offering of food or drink. Again, with Yoruba tradition, very common to do this. Talk, pray, have a conversation with them, and you got to be open to also getting answers, right, for them to talk back to you. If you are wanting to work with them on a particular issue, problem, ask them a specific question. It can be helpful to write down the question or comment or topic that you want to talk, that you need assistance with. I talk about writing stuff down all the time, right? And then I say, and then I set it on fire. Okay, this time we're not going to set it on fire. We're going to hold the piece of paper in our hand and meditate on it and ask our ancestors. I tend to be specific in that I'm talking to my ancestors of the light. I don't want any dark beings, even though are related to me, coming through. Right? And we'll do this for 10, 15 minutes. Continue to do it and to practice it every day or every so often until you feel like you've received your answer and your guidance. And of course, you need to make sure that you're being aware and that you're paying attention and that you're open to seeing and noticing signs, synchronicities, messages, answers, and responses in response to what you've asked. And then you got to, again, provide gratitude to your loved ones. You communicate with them, whether you receive something, in a tangible sense or not, then it's still important to express your appreciation and thanks and love and support also for them. And then lastly, as I said, sometimes they need our help too. They need us to send them love and light. And you think about like in November, we celebrate All Saints Day, right? And All Souls Day. And that's when we pray, or Day of the Dead, October 31st. So it's similar to that, but we don't have to wait for a particular day. We can do this now. We can send them love. We can send them support. We can send them light. And that is a welcoming energy for them too, that lets us know that we're open to being in communications. When you see sometimes my readings and you see a whole like orbs all over the screen and stuff, it's because I welcome them to be here with me. And I just think that some of you are guided to do the same thing this week. Okay. If you feel comfortable. And if you have any questions about it, again, I don't charge people to talk to me. But also if you could comment on the video instead of necessarily, I'm not telling you not to contact me offline, like in my DMs or whatever, you're free to. But if you could comment on the video, supposedly that will help me. YouTube keeps saying that does something for the algorithm. I don't know if it's true, but that's what they say. All right. So now to our advice from the Keepers of the Light card for the masculine. Oh, look, it's Egyptian. Isn't that cool? Serapis Bay and Ascension. Move into your true self. You don't fit. Your true self is not of this world. Rise above the darkness. The light is here. I like that card for you guys because it's on theme, And for the feminine, Radha, soul flame. Didn't I talk about all the flames and stuff? Yes. Rediscover a lost part of yourself. Experience relationship harmony and healing. From the Ascended Masters to the masculine, freedom. Freedom. With this big full moon behind you. This is very Aquarius with the water also. It could be about so many things. I'm hearing the financial freedom, also with the flow, right? So maybe things getting moving. If your finances have been stuck, there's flow now. There's freedom from some of your debts and obligations. You're able to take care of them. Freedom in other aspects of your life too. But I'm just masculine, king, water. Definitely this is coming together in terms of your finances and your work too. It's in the Masters to the feminine. Clear and shield your energy. Maybe before you work with, again, ancestors or any other beings not of this plane, you definitely want to clear and shield your energy and protect yourself from darkness, or at least I do, like I shared with you a moment ago. I don't even want to work with my relatives that are of the dark, or were of the dark. I'm not interested in any of that. So I clear and shield my energy from that, and I only let in light and I put out light. Okay. You may want to do the same. Masculine, from the past life deck, your card is forgiveness. How perfect is this for you to be working on over the next couple of weeks during this month of forgiveness, atonement, compassion, and soulmate love. And look, there's two doves. Doves are often about love and marriage even, and also communication and messages. For the feminine, from the past life deck, lessons and blessings in divine time. You see the big watch there? Okay, in divine, but over the next 2 weeks, lessons and blessings. So that time has finally come for this karmic completion, maybe on some sort of lesson that you were learning. from the Angel Tarot to the masculine, the Knight of Earth. Loyal, dedicated, honorable, and kind. He is a Taurus, Virgo, a Capricorn, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. It's time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments. You have a guardian angel. This can mean so many things. We were just talking about guardian angels and dealing with them and working with them and talking to them. We're also talking about the planets that are retrograde in the sign of Capricorn, with Pluto being one of them. We're talking about moving into a better place with our finances. So it may have been slow and steady coming, but it's here now. There may be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn who's particularly significant in your life as well. This is also about, yes, you being determined, committed, like an earth sign, focused, eye on the prize. You're going to stick to it and you're going to see something all the way through. And to the feminine, decision to make. The Two of Swords. It's important that you make this decision from what you want, what's in your heart to do, what's in your soul to do, not what somebody else would have you do. You're stuck because you already know what you want to do, but you're worried about what other people are going to think or say. Being unable or unwilling to make a decision, a stalemate, pretending there's no problem. It's not going to just go away. You're going to have to address it, and address it by, or I recommend you address it by looking to your heart, looking to your soul, looking to your intuition. What is your body telling you to do? Lastly, for the masculine, it's another Queen of Wands. Look at this. Don't underestimate your ability to manifest your dreams. You may have several priorities vying for your attention at once, but you can do it. The Queen of Wands is talented, brilliant, independent, and charming. She is also a Leo, like this new moon, perhaps, or an Aries, or a Sagittarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And for the feminine, our last card is the Nine of Cups. Now is the time when your dreams come true. When I was talking about your dreams and seeing your mate and your right, and all these things in our dreams, because they're more lucid these days with the Pisces energy and the Neptune energy. Now's the time your dreams come true. Don't worry about how this will happen. Just give gratitude to God, right? So being thankful, that attitude of gratitude, you get blessed, you're thankful, you count your blessings, you appreciate it, you make some sort of offering as well back. Gratitude to God for all that you have and all that's still to come. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this Leo new moon reading. I enjoyed doing it. If you did like the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, share, subscribe. If you're already subscribed or you think you are, double check to make sure you still are. YouTube is always kicking off my subscribers without their knowledge. And if you have not subscribed yet, but you consider it and you decide, yes, I'm going to go ahead and subscribe, please do so by hitting both the subscribe button and the bell button so that hopefully you'll get your notifications. And then, yes, if you want to help me out, share, like, comment. I appreciate it, and I thank you for being here. Namaste.